We live in uncertain times. Inflation, rising gas prices, and interest rates, not to mention the doom and gloom we hear in the news. Well, joining us with tips on how to address and manage mental health at work is Sneha Mandala, speaker and consultant on work culture and peak performance. Welcome back.
Thank you.
So it's easy to get down when we're just bombarded with bad news all the time, and we carry it with us into the home, we carry it into the workplace. So how do we manage the stresses of work with all the external factors going on around us?
Yeah, people are becoming more aware of their mental health since the pandemic, and given all the difficult situations that we go through health-wise, family-wise, we don't need to add all that stress at workplace too. So there are a few ways that you can be more cognizant as an employee at work. Ask yourself, check in each day, am I dreading work, or is this like a fun place for me to be in? Is it draining me or is it energizing me? So simple questions like those to check in would definitely help be a little bit more aware of your mental health at work.
And once you've made that assessment, once you've decided, all right, I'm thinking about going to work and it is absolutely draining me, how do I break through that? How do I find purpose and joy? Because the bills will keep coming, so I may as well learn to love what I'm doing. So what would be your advice?
So it cannot be avoided, and you're right, there are things that need to get done, bills that need to get paid. However, there are ways to reduce the struggle and the exhaustion that you feel at work. Look, we've been told all our life that hard work is what leads to better results. Hard work is what leads to success. The more successful you are, that means the more effort that you put into place. But there is a law of diminishing returns that comes into the picture here. Beyond a point when you're struggling a lot and you're overworking and you're putting in long, hard hours, then that only leads to toxic stress that brings you down, that discourages you. So you need to figure out a way as an employee to have a happy, successful, and sustainable career. And I have 3 tips to share for that. The first tip is to eliminate effort where possible. So take a look at all the tasks or all the projects that you're working on. Which ones are of high value or of high returns? The other ones, you would need to figure out a way to either eliminate them completely or find a way to delegate them. Look, if you're getting paid $70 an hour, there's no meaning on working on tasks that are worth $5 an hour. Sure. So find someone else on your team or hire someone whom you can delegate it to, or eliminate the task completely. Now, tip number 2, when you cannot eliminate the task, you need to find out ways to reduce the effort that goes into that task. It's all about working smarter, not harder, finding easier ways to do it, taking the aid of technology, automation, whatever works historically, like go find out from other people what are some of the easy ways to do it. There's no prize in trying to do it the hard way, so why bother?
That's true, that's true.
So my third tip is, if the first 2 tips do not work for you, then you need to find a way to make your task feel more fun. And you can do that by introducing a fun challenge into everything that you're doing. You can reward yourself at the end of that activity being completed, or you can schedule to do some of the most difficult tasks during some of your most productive hours in the day. For some people, it could be early mornings. For some people, it could be late at night. Get them done during those hours so it doesn't feel as draining as it would if you drag them out the whole day.
I love that. I love the idea of streamlining the work process and delegation. That's incredibly important, because a lot of us feel like we need to take it all on ourselves. We need to bear the burden of all of that work in order to get something done. And also the adage of, if you want to get it done right, you have to do it yourself. But sometimes it's just not worth the dollars and cents is in the return that you were mentioning. So I think that's a wonderful point. And also, I think reward. We tend to forget to reward ourselves for the good job that we do, or for the job that we do, even if it's something that is not particularly interesting or stimulating, but we deserve a pat on the back every now and again.
Absolutely, and managers need to remember that too, more importantly, to celebrate with their employees once a huge project is done, or at the end of the week, ask them to take a couple of hours off on a Friday. Just little things start to add up to feel like, oh, this was worth it.
Yes.
And that helps reduce some of the stress that we are feeling.
And that reduces exhaustion. It reduces so many things. Your hair will start to grow back. It's wonderful. Thank you so much for all of that wonderful information. For people who want to get in touch with you, where should they find you?
So I'm constantly blogging on my website at snehamandala.com about everything work related in the corporate world.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Sneha. Good to see you again.
Thank you, Leila.
We're back in 2 minutes.